Anthony Fauci and the NIH are public servants with no concern other than your health and the well-being of the United States of America. What? You think they'd be distracted by money and payments and kickbacks? Then you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh! Hello there, you 5.6 million awakening wonders. Thank you for joining us here. We're trying our best to come towards truth, to awaken together. We accept you, whatever you believe in. There'll be things we disagree about. Of course there will. But how are we going to create a human family of autonomous, democratic, localized groups unless we're willing to form confederacies, unions, alliances to stand against the almighty hegemony that sees only tyranny, doubt, and hatred and misanthropy at its heart? If you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe right now. Plenty more where that came from. Turn on the notification bell. I need you to know when we make videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, try one of our other platforms like Rumble. We're all over the place. We're on Instagram. We're all over the gaff, getting stuff out there to people. Now, this is an interesting story. It's about Anthony Fauci. This period of time has been unusual, hasn't it? Elected officials have been under a lot of pressure. Unelected officials whose tenure often straddles several presidents, as in the case of Fauci. Now, Anthony Fauci's credibility comes from, he's a scientist himself. He's got credentials. We've got to take this dude seriously. We've got to have a faith that public servants are acting purely, as best as we can understand or expect, in the interests of the public. One of the things that compromises that is the sort of idea, the vague notion that people are profiting and that these profits and financial incentives might cause them to stray from the path of righteousness into realms more recognizable for those of us that focus on spirituality and morality, knowing that we're flawed, knowing that we're fallible, knowing that we're trying our best. Let's have a little look at this story. This is from someone called Adam Andrzejewski from Open the Books. Open the Books is a non-profit, non-partisan, charitable organisation who capture and post all disclosed spending at every level of government, federal, state and local. In 2021, they filed 47,000 Freedom of Information Act requests. They sound to me like pretty terrific individuals. Let's have a look at this. Last year, the National Institutes of Health, Anthony Fauci's employer, doled out $30 billion in government grants to roughly 56,000 recipients. That largesse of taxpayer money buys a lot of favour and clout within the scientific research and healthcare industries. Do you find it hard to appreciate when there is government spending that it's your money? I sometimes forget that. I sometimes forget that in my case, because I earn good money, like half my time I'm working for the government, whether I voted for them or not, whether I trust them or not, whether I like them or not. Half my time I work for them. You, depending on your financial status, will be spending either 25% of your time or 30% or 40 or 50% of your time working for the government. So I hope you like and trust them because it's your money they're spending. However, in our breaking investigation, we found hundreds of millions of dollars in payments also flow the other way. What? That's weird. Back to us then. These are royalty payments from third-party payers, think pharmaceutical companies, back to the NIH and other individual NIH scientists. We estimate that between fiscal years 2010 and 2020, more than $350 million in royalties were paid by third parties to the agency and NIH scientists who are credited as co-inventors. So the NIH awards grants to different organizations, 56,000 recipients, and some of those recipients, primarily, according to this, pharmaceutical companies, award grants right back. That's an interesting carousel made of dollar bills and favours, huh? Because those payments enrich the agency and its scientists, each and every royalty payment could be a potential conflict of interest and needs disclosure. No, there couldn't be conflicts of interest. Anthony Fauci, as we remember, he's a saint. Don't you remember the late night talk show appearances? Anthony Fauci, the badges, the tea towels, the fun, the honour, the parades, the celebration. Why? Because this guy is transparent. This guy isn't in it for the money. This guy is beyond all that, beyond reproach. I ain't a kid. So I don't need people to be perfect. I know people are flawed. I know people because I am a people. And I have in me greed and self-centeredness and all sorts of things that I tackle and deal with on a daily basis, recognizing that it's very hard to be perfect. However, at the moment, I am not running the NIH. And if I am, I'm going to expect a level of scrutiny that I'm not currently subject to. Recently, our organisation at openthebooks.com forced NIH to disclose over 22,100 royalty payments totalling nearly $134 million paid to the agency and nearly 1,700 NIH scientists. These payments occurred during the most recently available period, September 2009 to September 2014. The assumption would be that those payments are ongoing, but the evidence isn't available because there are regulations that prevent you from going, hey, did you earn anything, for example, in 2020 or 2021? You can't look at that information. Oh, why? Because that information would make me so happy that I might go dancing into the street and not look both ways before crossing the road and get hit by a car. Yeah, that's right. The information in there will make you so happy we don't want to show you yet till it's your birthday. How dare you! Those documents were about a surprise birthday. What? And you thought that we'd been receiving payments? Oh, well done. You've ruined it, haven't you? You've ruined your birthday. The production is the result of our federal lawsuit versus NIH. The agency admits to holding 3,000 pages of line-by-line royalties since 2009. So far, they've produced only 1,200 pages. The next 1,800 pages of production will cover the period 2015 to 2020. However, what NIH has produced to date gives us insight into the undisclosed royalty largesse. For example, only 900 scientists were estimated to be receiving royalties, so now we know the universe is much larger. Nice that they're using sarcastic science language. As I've said to you before, science is, of course, the pursuit of objective truth. But in reality, science is a subset of late capitalist economics. People are only paying for particular types of research. People aren't paying for research that doesn't lead to profit because what's the point in that? Since the NIH documents are heavily redacted, I wonder why. Probably because what's redacted would make you so happy. You might look out of your window to sing along with the birds and just topple forwards and smash onto the sidewalk. What? You thought that we'd redacted information that would enrage you about corruption within the pharmacological industry? Well, it was a surprise birthday party for you, and you've spoiled it. You're just like your father. We can only see how many payments each scientist received and separately the aggregate dollars per NIH agency. This is a gatekeeping at odds with the spirit and perhaps the letter of open records laws. Welcome to our open records laws. Can you look at them? No, fuck off. Mind your own business. There, you can look at that bit. There's your open records. There's everything you need to know. What's not clear about that? We found agency leadership and top scientists at NIH receiving royalty payments. Well-known scientists receiving payments during the period included Anthony Fauci. Where did I hear of him? Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, and the highest paid federal bureaucrat, received 23 royalty payments. Okay, 23. Fauci's 2021 taxpayer-funded salary, $456,000. That's your money. Francis Collins, NIH director from 2009 to 2021, received 14 payments. Collins' 2021 taxpayer-funded salary, $203,000. Clifford Lane, Fauci's deputy at NIAID, received 8 payments. Lane's 2021 taxpayer-funded salary, $325,000. In the above examples, although we know the number of payments to each scientist, we still don't know how much money was paid because the dollar figure was deleted, redacted from the disclosures. Well, why would they have redacted it? Probably because the figure would have made you so happy. You might have gone to the zoo and just thought, well, the world's such a friendly place, I might as well clamber into this tiger cage and give a big old cuddle to these lovely old tigers. Oh! I might save it. I'm saving it. It's been a struggle to get any useful information out of the agency on its royalty payments. NIH is acting like royalty payments are a state secret. They're not, or shouldn't be. Why not? Why are they not giving you the information? They've got an unprecedented level of power. That requires an unprecedented level of trust. Unless you want your relationship with the powerful to be as a result of fear rather than trust. Like, this is how I think the relationship with the government should be. They work for us. Oi, government, sort that shit out, will you? That's what it should basically be. Not like, trembling in fear. Could you tell us how much money you've been receiving? Mind your own goddamn business. Well, it is my business because I pay you. Consider how NIH is using taxpayer money to try and keep taxpayers ignorant and in the dark. 1. The NIH defied the Federal Freedom of Information Act law and refused to even acknowledge our open records request for the royalty payments. We filed our FOIA last September. They defied it. They refused to do it. Probably. can't keep doing that joke. There are rules in comedy, even if there aren't rules in the NIH. The NIH used expensive taxpayer-funded litigation to slow-walk royalty disclosures, releasing the oldest royalties first. I mean, because what that looks like to me is they went, look, just tell them the old stuff. Don't tell them what's been going on in 2020 and 2021. Why? Well, because people will hear that, and it will really reduce their trust in us. It will make them furious and angry. It will make them disobedient and non-compliant. It will make them not trust the government. It will make them start to think it doesn't matter if you vote Republican or Democrat. You're going to get the same set of agencies that are going to treat you in the same way, like you're a battery, like you're a resource to be taxed and kept numb and dumb and in the cell of your life. And if you try to move around or think, they'll bludgeon you down, they'll censor you, they'll control you, they'll prevent you having any ability to protest or to communicate freely. Oh yeah, no, probably best keep that information quiet then. Although the agency admits to holding 3,000 pages, it will take 10 months to produce them, 300 pages per month. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. With Judicial Watch as our lawyers, we sued NIH in federal court last October. I love these people, don't you? They're badasses. 3. NIH is heavily redacting key information on the royalty payments. For example, the agency erased 1, the payment amount, and 2, who paid it. We're going to tell you absolutely everything. We got nothing to hide here at the NIH. All we're going to keep is how much money we were given and who gave us it. Other than that, you can know absolutely anything you want. For example, the check that this corrupt money was given to me on was blue. This makes court-mandated production virtually worthless, despite our use of the latest forensic auditing tools. NIH is essentially telling you, the taxpayer, to pay up and shut up. They'll run things they have forgotten that they work on behalf of the American people. They can't have forgotten it. They just don't want to think about it. They must be reminded. The agency has become a lot more secretive since 2005. In 2005, the Associated Press successfully used FOIA to crack open the NIH royalty database. They found 900 scientists collected $9 million in royalties. Furthermore, 51 scientists, NIH royalty recipients, were then working on experiments involving inventions for which they were already being paid. I want to be paid for these inventions. We're already paying you for those inventions. I want more money for those inventions. Okay, but you better tell us who paid you and how much you got paid. I'll tell you that check was blue. Blue, eh? Thank you for the transparency. Blue. Ah, democracy. Among the 51 scientists doing experiments involving inventions for which they were being paid royalties was Anthony Fauci, then and current director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Fauci received $45,000 between 1997 and 2004 for a patent license on an experimental AIDS treatment. NIH funded that treatment with $36 million. So that does sound a bit like a kickback, doesn't it? I don't know, man. I don't know enough about it. Allegedly. I don't know how to term it. To this day, Fauci continues to receive NIH-approved perks without a lot of accountability. We're going to give you some perks, but we will need a lot of accountability. No! Well, will you at least tell us what color the checks are? Pink! Oh, thank you. Put that in my democracy scrapbook. Ah, freedom. For example, in February 2021, Fauci received $1 million prize. What? From the Dan David Foundation in Israel for speaking truth to power during the Trump administration. We are going to give you a prize of $1 million for all that truth to power you did. Tell us this truth. How much money again? Is it enough to tell you the color of the checks? Yeah, all right, just tell us the colour of the checks. Today, NIH is a revolving door of tens of billions of dollars in government grant making, coupled with hundreds of millions of dollars in private, non-transparent royalty payments. Why would it be non-transparent? What would be the benefit of that? Who would benefit from that? And who would suffer if they were transparent? Who would become indignant, enraged, non-cooperative? Who would refuse to trust the NIH on a number of issues and matters because you would know for a fact that they're receiving payments from the people that they are funding in a carousel of money and what appears to be, although I'm certainly not saying that it is, corruption. There needs to be a lot more sunshine on this potentially unholy alliance. When a federal bureaucrat pops up on television giving us health instructions, who has paid them and for what research and technology? When a patient agrees to a clinical trial or experimental treatment, what financial interests are involved? God, I never thought about that. The idea that people could be conducting those clinical trial experiments and not being transparent about that they stand to profit if the drug eventually goes to market, that's abhorrent, right? Is it abhorrent? Tell me in the comments below. Rather than relentless redactions and prolonged court battles, it's past time for the government to disclose royalty payments as a matter of routine. NIH needs to come clean with the American people and open the books on the line-by-line royalty payments to the agency and its scientists. No, we reached out for the NIH for comment and received no response. Why didn't you give us a response?
The reason we didn't give you a response is those payments were going into a special fund for your birthday, and you what? You thought that we were in financial relationships with pharmaceutical partners that might benefit us down the line, and that might obscure us to obvious truth. Oh, when did you become so cynical? You're just like your father.
No more of that for a couple of weeks. Well, there you go. Anthony Fauci, who was heralded as a saint, seems to me like he may have feet of clay. Seems to me that he may be fallible. Seems to me that he may accept payments. Thanks to the fantastic work of Open the Books, a non-profit, non-partisan, charitable organisation, for that fantastic piece of information. That's what democracy could look like, should look like. Transparency, power being held to account, open conversations. Imagine a world where you go, oh yeah, I'm happy to pay these taxes. What are you going to do with it? We're going to use it to do this, this and this. Cool, have the taxes. What are you going to do? We want to do this. No, I'm not paying tax for that. That's what freedom looks like and sounds like. That's the freedom you deserve. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, have a look at either of these ones. Remember to sign up to my mailing list. I've got a big announcement coming soon, and I need you to be on the mailing list. Don't respond to the bots in the comments. It's not me. It's not legit. Stay away from it. I love you. Stay free.